Okay, this is numbers 9 through 16 on page 372. We're going to do all of these. Start with number 9. 9 says LM, so that's the length of segment LM. That's going to be 13 because it's across from QN, which is 13. Opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. LP. LP is part of a diagonal on the inside. We know that diagonals bisect each other, so this part LP should be congruent to PN. So LP is also going to be 7 because PN is 7. LQ. LQ is the left-hand side of the parallelogram. It should be congruent to the right-hand side of the parallelogram. Opposite sides are congruent. So 8. Number 12 is MQ. MQ is the entire diagonal from M to Q. And what we know so far is that MP is 8.2. We know diagonals bisect each other, so PQ is also 8.2. So 8.2 plus 8.2 is 16.4. The diagonals intersect each other, or they bisect each other, which means that point P is a midpoint. So if I knew 8.2, I could double that to get 16.4. Angle LMN. Let's erase a little so we can work with this again. Angle LMN is this top right-hand angle. I know that the top left-hand angle is 100 degrees, which means that the top right-hand angle must be 80 degrees. Those two angles, L and M, are consecutive angles, which means they're supplementary. So 100 degrees plus 80 degrees is 180 degrees. NQL. NQL is this bottom left-hand angle. That's also going to be 80 degrees because opposite angles in a parallelogram are congruent. So 80 degrees. MNQ is the bottom right-hand angle. MNQ. That's going to be the same as the angle across from it. Opposite angles are congruent, so 100 degrees. And then angle LMQ. Again, erasing to try to get some space here. Angle LMQ is this part in the top right. It's the top half of that. It's not really half, but the top part of that, LMQ. That's going to form an alternate interior angle with this 29 degrees down at the bottom. So that LMQ is going to be the same as the 29 degree measure. Those are alternate interior angles. Okay, if we drew out the parallel lines, then we're looking at alternate interior angles. That's going to be the same 29 degrees. And that's all the things you need.